Yesterday's outcome was only 0.
The Reserve Bank trying to tame rising inflation. The 75 basis points increase pushes the repo rate up to 5.5% and the prime lending rate, the rate at which banks lend money to their clients, to 9%. The Reserve Bank Governor, Lesitja Kganyago, says there are risks going forward that inflation will continue on an upward trajectory. The central bank has revised inflation expectations upwards for this year to 6.5% from 5.9%. If you have a bond of 500,000 rand over a 20-year repayment period at prime rate, you would have been paying about 4,260 rand per month on your debt. The interest rate hike means your repayments will increase to about 4,499 rand. If you're repaying a bond of 1 million rand over a 20-year period at prime rate, then your monthly installments will go up from about 8,521 rand to about 8,997 rand.
You can rest assured that the South African Reserve Bank is determined to act on the rise in inflation that we have seen, and we are cognizant of the risks going forward, and we are prepared to act on those risks. We also hear the cries of South Africans about the rising prices. We hear the cries of South Africans that inflation is eroding their income, their salaries, and their wages. And we are determined as the South African Reserve Bank to protect the income of South Africans. And the steps that we have taken so far to act against rising inflation demonstrate our determination to protect the incomes of South Africans.
Many South Africans are buckling under pressure of the low economic growth, the high unemployment levels, and the rising cost of living in general. While rising interest rates will be welcome news for those with savings, it will squeeze those with debt harder. Economists say the high cost of living will likely lead to higher wage demands.
Higher inflation expectations due to the seen cost increases that consumers experience lead to higher wage demands, and it's the wage cycle that is the big driver of inflation down the line. And so clearly the Reserve Bank is worried about the circular impact from cost increases into wage growth, into wage expectations, and then actual inflation. And that is worrying, and that's why they decided to front load.
The Reserve Bank expects the local economy to grow by 2%, revised upwards from 1.7% at its last meeting. However, it expects the economy to contract in the second quarter as a result of the recent floods in KwaZulu-Natal and the extensive load shedding experienced in the country. Durias Safakomosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.